Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to NUS CHS Open House. So if you're a diehard fan of mathematics, probably this is already like the third time you have either seen me or hear me talk, right, at the NUS Open House back in February. And then there's also a department engagement in April. And now is like a final chance for me to convince you if you have not yet made up your decision. So I think basically there are three groups of students here. Either you have already made up your mind, want to come to NUS and do a maths major, or you have been offered a CHS, but you have not quite decided to major in maths, or you have been offered a CHS, but you haven't decided whether you want to come to NUS or go to another university. So hopefully my talk through the 10 questions that I'm going to pose and answer will help you to make an informed decision. So the very first question, why NUS Maths? So I'm going to tell you NUS is ranked #1 in Asia. Okay, you probably heard about the world ranking, right? You see the newspaper and so on. But usually they will only announce the ranking at the university level. But actually, they are also ranking based on subject. So for mathematics, according to this QS world ranking, among Asia, NUS is #1. Not Southeast Asia, it's Asia. Okay? And definitely in Singapore, it is #1. Okay? So if you are deciding whether doing maths in NUS or another local university, is a very easy answer. Okay. Now, what about compared to the whole world? Actually, NUS is our maths department is also doing very well. It's the top 15. Okay, I don't say top 10 because we are not in top 10, but we are among top 15 for the past at least 10 years. Okay, so we are talking about, okay, among the top 15 is dominated by US, UK, you know, Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard, MIT. Yeah, so to be able to be on top 15 is actually quite impressive. Okay, don't say I Haolian because I'm actually doing the outreach here. So I want to persuade people to come to NUS, right? So this is, apologize if I seems that I'm bragging. Okay, and why are we so good, among the top 15 in the world? Is because in our department, we have a lot of good mathematicians, so to speak, world-class mathematicians in their own research area. Okay, but maybe you say that good researchers does not translate to good teachers, right? Yeah, but I'm also glad to say that we also have many good math professors, right? When they are teaching the students like you for their undergraduate module. Okay, now the last point, special program in mathematics is also something to entice a specific group of students. So SPM later on, I will elaborate in one of the questions. Okay, now this question #2, actually, if you have been like following my talks in the past, you have already seen this. Yeah, but I have to include this one as one of the 10 questions. So the topics that you are going to learn in the maths program, let's say you become a maths major, right? So there are something called essential modules, that means compulsory module, and there are 8 of them, okay? And then there are also another 7 elective modules, okay? So this elective module, it means that you have a choice. You can choose from a long list of pure or applied mathematics topic. Yeah. Now, students also have an option to specialize, right? So specialize is on top, it's optional, right? All you need to do is to read an additional 5 modules from a specific list. Okay, so in total, either 15, right? Or plus another 5. Yeah. Now, so typically for students who come to NUS, they, of course, in CHS, you have other core curriculum modules to clear, to take in your year 1. So as far as maths module is concerned, in the first year, typically you will do this first 3. The first one is a gateway module, right? And then the second and the third one, linear algebra and calculus. These are basic concepts that students have to take. Every math students will have to take. And even stat students, data science students, quantitative finance students, they all have to take this because this is really, really very important, yeah, to build the foundation. Then come to year 2, then you have to worry about the remaining essential modules. You try to clear these modules in year 2. Okay. Now the last one, the capstone project, you leave it until the end. Okay, year 4. Okay, for the elective modules, you do it. You take your time to clear them in year 3 or year 4. All right. Okay, so in total 15 modules, right? Now this leads me to the next question. Yeah, because I think it's in many students who are in CHS, in their mind, wow, if you look at all the modules that you are supposed to take, in total 160 MC, which translates to about 40 modules, right? So you see that I'm sure you have already seen this pie chart many times if you have attended morning's talk. So 1/3 is the primary major modules. For 15 modules to fulfill your major, let's say maths major, right? Then about 1/3, 13, the core curriculum. And then another 12, another 1/3 is the unrestricted elective. So it looks like in your own major, you are only taking 15 out of 40, only 1/3. That's why in some people's mind, your question is, will I be able to go deep, right? My response to you is that the quality is more important than quantity. It doesn't mean that you take many more modules and means that you are deeper. No, it depends on how you actually engage, how do you actually study, what is your attitude towards the module. Yeah, I would say that the essential modules that you see in the previous slide, the 7 or 8 module, is good enough to build a very good basic foundation. All the elective modules, all the other add-on, is to, of course, to strengthen further. Yeah, but to be well trained in the analytical skills, the 15 modules is actually more than enough, right? Of course, there are students who actually want to do more because you are interested in mathematics, right? You want to take more. It doesn't mean that you just stop at 15, right? Under the unrestricted elective, the 12 modules, you have all kinds of freedom, right? As the name suggests, unrestricted. You can do a second major. So second major requires you to take another 10 modules. Of course, if the second major is closely related to maths, there can be some overlapping modules that you can double count, right? Or you can do another minor that require 5 modules out of the 12. Yeah. So just now I mentioned the specialization, the 5 modules come from unrestricted as well. But if you do not want to do second major, do not want to do specialization, you can also choose to do, say, a UROP, UTOP, UP. I don't know whether this sounds confusing to you or not, but UROP is basically like an undergraduate research, right? Which is equivalent to like 1 to 2 module. Okay. UTOP is an undergraduate tutor. So you may have a chance to help professors to conduct tutorial classes and earn modular credit and count as a module. Okay. UP is internship. So you can take internship and earn modular credit at the same time as well. Yeah. So you have many options. See which one is your cup of tea. Yeah. Or if you don't want to do any of this, you just want to do maths. Yeah, you can use all your 12 modules to take under the unrestricted to take many more maths. Up to you. Okay. Okay, so just now I mentioned about this special program in mathematics. So is one of our attraction, so to speak. However, it may not be suitable for everyone. Yeah. So don't say that, okay, everything also you also want. Don't be too ambitious. It depends on whether you're suitable or not. So I must say that this is a program for those students who are very strong in mathematics and also very passionate about maths. Okay, they're very motivated. Okay, and furthermore, if the students already make up their mind that they want to go to graduate school, do PhD in mathematics or related areas, then this is a very good training for them. Okay, we don't look at the students' A levels or equivalence result. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you have 4 straight A's, you will be accepted. No, we look at your uni maths module result in the first semester. Okay, so MA1100T is the gateway module, but it's the T version. It's the tougher version. Okay, so if you can clear that with a good grade, then in second semester of the year 1, you can enroll in the SPM, right? But if you want to go for the regular track, then you then do the regular gateway MA1100 together with the linear algebra and calculus. So these 3 modules, if you do very well, then you can enter in either SEM 2 year 1 or SEM 1 year 2. Okay, so the entry point is also very flexible. All right. So what is for the students? Okay, what's the incentive for the students? Well, it means that the student will have to take a more challenging version of the regular modules. Yeah, instead of linear algebra, you take linear algebra S version, more challenging. That means more difficult. So that means that's why it is not for everyone. Students will actually self-select whether they want to be in this program or not. Okay. So it's more challenging, but it's fun to some students, right? And they will receive more in-depth kind of training and close mentorship. Because typically we are only taking in like 15 students a year. Okay, so the teaching, the professor and student ratio is very small. Okay, so this one, should I choose a second major? I would say that if your primary major is mathematics, it will be you are strongly advised to take a second major to complement your first. But I would say that in general, there are many reasons for students who want to take a second major. If you want to really engage in multidisciplinary, right? So your first major is maths, second major is in another area, right? So the two, maths is actually very versatile in the sense that it works well with many other disciplines, right? So it actually can enhance, and also, like the second point I made, enhance your career prospects. Okay, it could also be something that's totally unrelated, right? First major in math, second major in Chinese language is possible, right? If you are passionate in those subjects as well. But the more common combination for primary and second major, with math as a primary major, the second majors are typically students will do statistics, econs, computer science, or even engineering, business, but this list is not exhaustive. There are many, many possibilities for you to explore. But some of you may not be sure at this point, right? Whether you really want to do a second major or not. So we can try it out, right? You can take more than one gateway module. It doesn't mean that you have to decide on your maths major, then you only take gateway module for maths. Yeah. If you are also interested in quantitative finance or maybe econs, you can also try out the gateway module. Not too many. It's not realistic for you to take too many gateway modules, right? To sample everything, right? So you need to have some idea, right? Then zoom in on those few, right? And then try it out and then make a decision. Yeah. Or you can actually start with a minor first, and then you upgrade the minor to a second major. Or conversely, you can also start with a second major, then you find that you cannot really cope, right? Or you want to focus on something else, you can also downgrade to a minor. Yeah, so there are many possibilities. Okay, the next question. If you want to major in mathematics, how difficult is the math program? So the thing is really about the mindset. Yeah. If your mindset is right, then you will not find it really that daunting or difficult. Yeah. But if the way that you study maths in the past, A-level or what, is just computation based, or try to solve a problem without really understanding the concept, then you may find a hard time, right? Trying to bridge the gap. Okay, so the emphasis is not really just doing computation. Computation can be done by AI, by computers, by machine, right? So it's really, we are emphasizing more on understanding, right? Deep understanding, and also to develop a habit of logical and rigorous argument. This is really the training that we want all students in the maths program to acquire. Okay. Yeah, so I won't say it's easy, but definitely it's rewarding. Okay, so yeah, so this bring me to the next question. What skills will I learn in the maths program? So it's not just about the content. Okay, so in fact, intangibly, when you are going through the maths program, you will be trained in many other so-called soft skills or life skills. I'm not going to read out one by one. You can see it for yourself, right? Now, students who are good in mathematics, definitely you will train your analytical thinking skills, right? You probably know that our Prime Minister, Mr. Lee Hsien Loong, is actually an undergraduate is a maths major, right? So he's not doing anything really directly involving maths, but it's more like the kind of training allows him to go into many other different areas. Okay, so I would say that a good training in mathematics will provide you with a good foundation in lifelong learning. So even if you want to switch to another path, another discipline, it's going to be easier. Okay. Okay, so the last three questions is really for those of you who haven't decided whether you want to come to NUS or go somewhere else. So this last three question, number 8, what other opportunities do I have in NUS? So of course, your main business is to study, right? Fulfill your major and other modules requirement. But along the way, there are also many other interesting programs and activities that you can be involved. You can't be involved in everything, yeah. But I pick the one that you like or suits you. So we have many special programs. I already mentioned special program in mathematics. Yeah, we also have the special program in science. That one is at the faculty level, right? There's a booth out there, you can check with them. And there's also something called Young Educators in Science. So it's mainly for those who want to go into teaching. Yeah, whether now you have decided to go into teaching or not, but if you are interested in teaching, you can actually get yourself involved in this YES program. Then there are also overseas opportunities, right? So yeah, you can go for exchange program, SEP, or the so exchange program, you can actually exchange some mathematics modules when you are in overseas, right? So you can fulfill your math requirement in the overseas university. NOC, I'm sure some of you have heard about it, is the NUS Overseas College. This one is to train students entrepreneurship. Yeah, so if you are also interested in those areas, you can also try this. But if you do not want to go for very long-term, 1 semester or 1 year, there's also summer school. During long vacation, you can actually link up with some professors overseas and do a summer schools project with them. Okay. There's also joint degree with partner university overseas. Yeah, the most famous one is the French double degree program. So students actually spend like 1 to 2 years in France, right? And they will get 2 degrees. Okay. Working experience, just now I mentioned UPIP, right? So this is the internship that also earn you modular credit, right? But there are also some other unstructured internship that NUS will recommend. I will show you in the next slide. UTOP, I also mentioned, right? This is the undergraduate tutors, right? You can teach and earn modular credit as well. And finally, research experience, the UROPs, right? You do a research project with a professor, or again, the summer schools, right? Work with a overseas professor on some project as well. Okay, so you see there are a lot of varieties, a lot of things that you can engage during your 4 years of university if you choose NUS. Okay, the second last question, how does NUS prepare me for my career? I think everyone is in most people's mind, right? After I graduate, do I have a future or not? Okay, so you know that there's also a booth called career, right? When you first enter, yeah. So that is meant by Center for Future Ready Graduate, CFG. Yeah, so NUS set up this center to actually provide support to students in terms of career advice. There's also something called Career Booster Workshop, somehow compulsory. So you have to go through this workshop in order to learn how to do interview or write resume, this kind of thing, right? But they also provide one-to-one kind of advice. Yeah, if you want to make sure that you have a better chance of getting accepted for internship and so on. Yeah. So Emily was at the booth this morning. I saw her. Now, so all the students from different major, they will be assigned a partner from CFG to guide them. Okay, so Emily is the one that is helping math, statistics, data science, all the quantitative students. Yeah, so you can see that from time to time, she will send emails to students to tell them about opportunities that arises, right? So we take care of students' career. My last slide, my last question, will I get any support from NUS staff? So just now, the previous question, the support is about career, right? But what about other aspects of support? Yes, we also have something called academic mentorship, right? So for all the math students, we will take care of you. We will assign a mentor, right? The mentor is a professor, right? To every student to advise them. First and foremost, they will help the students to adapt to uni life, okay? And will provide general guidance or advice. Yeah, so they are well taken care of if you come to NUS. Okay, so I hope that sort of round up all the 10 questions. So if you still have any other further questions, feel free to go to our booth at outside LT27, or you can also scan this QR code to go to our department webpage. You look under undergraduate, prospective undergraduates. So this particular drop-down menu, you should be able to find more detailed information. Okay, so with that, I've come to the end of my talk. Thank you for your attention.